If your wife is still in love with you, thank God for her. If your husband is still in love with you, thank God for him. If your spouse is still on the straight and narrow path of marriage righteousness, thank God for your spouse. In a word of he, she, they pronouns, many shenanigans are coming to light with such level of boldness that the only thing that one can do is marvel. Last week at Philia Weekly, we talked about why marriages are under attack in 2024. And one of the reasons was when the marriage is out of order. And when we said out of order, we mean out of God's ordained order. One man, one wife. Man leads the home in partnership with his wife, and together they honor God in how they manage their home and how they water the marriage garden that God has entrusted them with. Welcome back to my Darling Bride podcast, powered by Refuge and Fortress Network. It is yours faithfully and sincerely, Pastor Yemi Emmanuel Ludansi, also known as PY. And I have with me my brothers from another mother, PK and PF, otherwise known as Deacon Kunle Akinwusi and Officer Femi Falade. What's going on, fellas?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, everyone?
What we're talking about today is I mean, is it? Can I sound a little uncomfortable even talking about it?
Yeah. We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. So if you're yet to subscribe, please go ahead and do so now. Comment down below and share this podcast. The Bible says in Genesis chapter 19, verse 5, it says, "And they called to Lot, 'Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may know them carnally.'" Another version says that we may have sexual relations with them. And Lot begged them not to act so wickedly. See, it used to be in the back in the day that men who wanted to have a taste of the cookie jar from another man, let me go back. It used to be that back in the day, men who wanted to have a taste of the cookie jar would ask their wives if they could bring in a junior wife. And if they couldn't, they left their wife for a much younger lady. You can imagine our surprise, my surprise, when we saw this video of a man who gives his wife the ultimatum to either leave his house, walk out on their marriage, or accept him and his boyfriend. Take a listen.
You go stick with me to the day.
You go do the same thing. You want to have your cake and eat it.
Him or you can leave.
You didn't get all this by yourself. You ain't get all this by yourself.
You can join me and him or you can leave. You can.
I'm not going. Because it ain't love if you trying to leave me every time I look up because you want to go hang.
Man, you know what it is. I already been with 3 other men. It's not like it's not like it's behind your back. You're aware of it.
And I said I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to do it anymore.
But you're still here, but you don't want to leave. I don't get that. You're aware of it, but you don't want to even leave. Why don't you want to leave? You love me though, right?
Because I do love you. And we make vows to each other. We've been married for 10 years now.
You already know what it was. I want to go be with him. I can go do whatever I want to do.
No, we're not doing that.
If I already been out of the league, you can either leave or be with me and him. It's that simple. I'm giving you choices. I'm giving you opportunities.
This is not what you told me about when we got married. You didn't ask me that I want to be together.
I keep you in Chanel. I keep you in Louis. Look at the house. Your car's. I keep you in a nice car. I keep your hair done for you. I keep your nails done. You got a nice ring on your finger. What are you not happy about?
I'm not happy with you being mad because I'm not trying to share you.
You don't act like it. You don't act like it.
You want me to be in a happy family with somebody that I didn't do my vows with. I'm not doing that.
You gonna do it or you either go leave. You either gonna be with me and him or you gonna leave.
Hmm.
You either
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nah. Hold on. I heard some things that I didn't hear before. So number one.
Hmm.
Okay, so number.
Bro,
Can somebody help? Okay.
in preparation for this, I had to keep this on a replay. I was, bro.
Can somebody tell us what's going on?
Ooh, there's a lot going on in there.
I heard them saying they've been married 10 years.
Yes, yes.
I heard him say that he's been with
He's been
multiple
with
men.
Yeah,
Multiple.
Three
She's
others.
been okay with it.
yeah.
Three.
I
At least
heard him
three of
say,
them that she witnessed.
eh?
At least three of them that
she
she's in
knows.
agreement with.
Thank you. So there might be more.
Because, you know-
man.
This is the way you gotta look at this, man. Like, if he's telling her that, but you don't see like three men already, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
That's the one she saw. Now,
Mhm.
what about the one she hasn't had the opportunity to see that she did outside?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's a decade.
That,
That's not even 10. That's a decade.
All right. So let me ask us this question.
Mm.
Is it that we get to a point in marriage where we're bored? Is that like
no. This is far from that.
okay?
This
Talk
is
to me.
far from that. This is the life this man has been living. It's not something that just changed in between like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, I'm bored and I need to look out. No, this is who he is. And based on my understanding, I want to believe she knows that already. And she's trying to change who he is. And I think and leaning on the guy's side a little bit, that's where the argument is coming from. Because
I'll be careful leaning on his side.
no, I don't mean it like
I'll be careful.
Really? Hey.
I don't mean it that way.
Something might be leaning in.
Oh no.
No, the guy, that's where the argument is coming from, because he's trying to tell her that you know this about me. Don't come now trying to change things. This is who I am. And you've been good with it. So what changed? You were okay with me with this person, obviously, especially this particular person they're arguing about. The lady has probably done things with them, and then she knows about 3 other people. So what is changing? I don't care whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You know me.
Yeah.
Oh, you know him, not me. He didn't know me.
So yeah, PY, this is the best way to say. There was a comment you mentioned in one of our previous episodes. Be careful of what you agree with.
Thank you.
Be careful of what you agree with. She definitely agreed with this for whatever reason that was involved. Like maybe financial reason, maybe the fact that it was going to give up the world.
Yeah.
Because you kept me like, I bought you that ring. I bought you the car. Like what's going on? This is our agreement. Like
exactly.
I'm doing my part.
Exactly. When I initially listened to it, the first thing that came to my mind was that when we need to stop the situation, this whole mentality where there's when there's a conflict and it happens. It could be the guy or the lady, where we think when we buy something for our spouse, instead of dealing with the situation, we're automatically fixing the conflict. But after hearing the video over and over again, it's like that's not even the case here. The guy is trying to explain to the lady that you've been okay with this shenanigans for this number of years, and while we're in it, I've done this and done that for you, and you were good. So why are you not happy now? So it has nothing to do with okay, now we're in a conflict and I'm trying to buy you stuff just to apologize and not actually apologize. So that was what I initially thought when I listened to it. But then after listening over and over, I'm like, oh, this has nothing to do with that. This is something that they were all good with.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know what's crazy is I love what you just said, that many times, we do something that's not good and we try to use material things to apologize. I give you a bag, I give you a shoe and things like that, watch or whatever. It's perfect, but it's also another thing that we got to also think about now is because it seems to me that this lady the man is asking his wife to pay a price for comfort. So many times we will stay in a relationship, we will stay in a marriage, we will stay in a situationship that is not necessarily the best, but because of the comfort that it gives,
thing that you get from
so we stay in there. In her case, the dude said it. I got, I give you the Gucci, the Louis bag. You're living in a mansion. Look at your life. You're looking good. What are you complaining about, right?
Absolutely.
And he keep making the points. Why are you still here? Why are you still here? And he's letting her know that the reason why you're still here is because of the comfort. So you will have. Even in a normal situation where the dude is not saying that I want you to be with my boyfriend and we can all be a family together and you accept my boyfriend or anything like that. Even if it was a man who's cheating on his wife with another woman and she finds out and he just, instead of him to accept the responsibility and say, okay, you know what, I messed up, I'm sorry. Right. He turns it on her and says, you know what, that it is what it is. You have two choices. You can either get with the program or leave. And he says that because he knows she can't, because she's already used to this lifestyle, right? Man. She's already used to the comfort. So it's almost like, what is the price you're really paying for this?
So this is another way of also looking at it. Like it's. So this is my thing. Did she also have an agreement to also go outside to talk to other guys or other, person that she's also interested in?
Okay, so the question you just raised, the question you just raised makes me want to take a let me quickly give, because sometimes we play these videos and it happens so fast. Some people are like they're still trying to process. We're
still trying to process.
So if you're listening and you're still trying to process what you just heard, okay, let's take a step back real quick. So what we just played is a video of a man
and his wife. I wish it could actually be a video, not an audio.
Not an audio, right? Don't worry.
More things through the video. This guy had a glossy lips.
The leaves were shining, man.
He had on a baby size XL shirt.
I'm telling you, man.
But now, so this is an argument between a husband and a wife, and the wife is pretty much challenging our husband to leave his boyfriend. And he's of the mindset, look, you've been okay with this. I've been with 3 other guys. You've participated, in fact, sometimes. And there's this one particular guy that I want to get very serious with. I like him, and I want you also to like him. And so he's saying, accept me and my boyfriend or leave my house.
Or bounce.
It's really just that simple. And she then goes, I didn't exchange my vow with 2 guys. It was just you. I know I participated, but it wasn't meant to be a thing. It was just a one-time thing. And he's throwing in the fact that I buy you this, I give you the comfortable life. You either, leave this comfort or you accept me and my boyfriend and we can continue living our life the way it's always been. So that's what we just listened to. So
that girl, she's in love. She's in love.
She's in love.
No,
I don't know.
Hold on. Look, check this out. There was an agreement.
Okay.
Agreements and agreements. You should follow agreements. So at some point, you got comfortable. Like, look, wait, I think this guy is showing these other people much love than he should towards me. And you got jealous.
So yeah, we could see from that angle. That's absolutely a possibility. But the angle I'm seeing it from is I don't think it was something that was brought on the table from the onset. I think it happened at some point in the marriage, and this lady definitely has a low self-esteem. Based on the way she was talking and everything, I am 100% sure she has some low self-esteem. She has some issues in the past that has made her feel like she can do better than what she has right now.
You know, PK, it's a tough one to agree with. Don't get me wrong, you're right in that she might have a bit of low self-esteem, but I'm also sensing what is this thing where they say what is it called? Where they say you're in love with your oppressor. You guys know what I'm talking about? There's a name for it. There's a term for it, where you know they're doing something wrong, but you can't get yourself to leave them. Yeah, that's not because you're suffering from low self-esteem.
It's because of low self-esteem, though.
No,
it has to do that. It has to be that, because if your self-esteem is on point, you would not take anything less than what you're worth. So you would not accept anything that is less. So if you're in a situation that is not conducive for you, that you're obviously not happy about, because yes, at least this is my opinion, because it seemed like, yes, she might have participated in some acts with him and the boyfriend, but she wasn't 100% happy with it. So she was probably doing it to please him. So she was probably doing it just to say, maybe the first time it was like, let's try something new, and then maybe this thing continues over and over, and she was okay with it. But now she's getting to a point where maybe, like PF rightfully said, this guy is, as a matter of fact, I think it was said in the audio too, that you can't just, the lady saying you can't just, if we have a situation going on like a conflict, you can't just up and say you're going to him. She mentioned something like that in the audio. So it got to a point whereby I think the guy was giving the boyfriend more attention, more time. He was spending more time with him, and that's when the lady was like, you know what, let's pump brakes. You made a vow with me, not with him. So, and at this point, I don't even want to share you with him anymore. What's happening? And that guy was saying, well, it's too late.
And that's too late. That's a decade. A decade on the table.
I smell low self-esteem. I smell Stockholm syndrome is what it's called, when you are in love with your abuser. Stockholm syndrome. I smell that. I smell fear. Fear, not in the sense of the guy is going to do something to her or anything like that. I smell fear of starting over again. So it's like 10 years
losing everything you have,
losing everything, starting over. Where does she begin? All that stuff. I smell that, and then I also smell that, because we don't really know the true story deep within, but I also smell that, you know what? There's a possibility that she probably instigated this in the beginning. Whether they started with a girl, where she said, you know what, let's do threesome, and they did, okay, let's do it with a girl, and then it was brought up, let's do it with a guy, And it's almost like homeboy just enjoyed it and ran with it or something, right? Because we can't necessarily point fingers in this situation. The truth of the matter is they're both wrong. Different kind of wrong, or wrong is wrong.
They're both wrong.
But hold on,
if you look at the video, actually not go by just the audio. If you actually look at the video, bro, I don't agree with that last part that the girl started it. This is who the guy is.
Now, apart from that,
the girl started
it.
No. What did you say?
Yeah, they need to see the video, man. Oh boy, look like
you need to actually, the video would explain who started it.
All right,
this guy is a she.
All right, bring it back. Okay. What you may be asking yourself?
Is a she in a he?
Hold on. Bring it back. Let me clean some things up real quick. Number one, for those who are listening to us, we are lovers of all things created by God. We love everyone with the love of God. This is not a hate podcast towards anybody.
No.
You know, we're highlighting a situation, and you're asking, why are we highlighting this situation? We're highlighting this situation because this is something that we're seeing happening on a consistent basis, even within Christian homes and marriages. What I'm saying is, don't get it twisted thinking that because everybody look good on social media, they dress well, they go to church, they serve in church, you know, they look like good citizens, and maybe they are, who knows? But don't let the outward appearances get you getting it twisted, because you don't know what's really going on in people's houses. I was talking to PK the other day. There was a time where we heard about a story, it's a situation that happened where a wife who is a nurse, Nigerian family, she's a nurse. She came home and found her husband with his best friend in their bathroom, playing with each other in their bathroom. That was the first time she saw that, and she screamed. By the time she screamed, both the husband and the best friend dragged her into the bathroom and raped her.
Jesus.
Yeah, they raped her. And she went on social media. She called the cops and everything like that. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot going on in homes and relationships that we have no idea. There's a lot going on that there are a lot of ideas that are coming up in people's mind. Why don't we try this? Why don't we do that? That's why I asked the question in the beginning. Do you think that after a while in marriage, 10 years in the game, do you begin to get dissatisfied? Do you begin to get bored? Is that like, are you looking to, is it like you're trying to spice things up so much to an extent that you begin to put your hand in things that you know it defiles your marriage, essentially, because this is not what marriage is as far as God is concerned. No. So whatever it is they're doing, this ain't it. And you see that in African homes, you see that in Christian homes, you see that in Nigerian, you see that in American homes, and yet they will all come out looking like, oh no, we good, we ain't doing nothing. But then when the doodle hits the fan, this is what happens. You get a little taste of something that you shouldn't have, and now you want the whole food, you want the whole pot, you want the whole kitchen if you can, because it's gotten to the point where, and this is the crazy thing about it, like the Bible says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of darkness in high places. What we have to continually understand is this: the physical expression that we see is one thing, but there's always something else going on the back end of things. These people have opened their home to all kinds of demons, and those demons are frustrating their lives. They don't even know,
and they can't contain it. They've opened the door, and they can't contain it.
Exactly. The man can't contain it, the wife can't contain it, and it's going crazy. And you know what? It's gonna get worse. If God don't step in that situation, today is the argument about accept him and his boyfriend or leave the house. Let's say, for example, she stays in the house. Then what? It's only a matter of time before the new boyfriend says, yeah, I don't like how she look at me. I don't like how she talks to me. I want her out. I want her out the house. You know, it doesn't look good for them. They need to stop it right now. PK, before we got on, you were saying something about divorce. What were you saying?
Yeah, so I was asking what was your take on divorce? Because in this situation, it's either they find their way back to the altar to honor the vows that they made, because this lady kept saying this wasn't the vow that we had, blah 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 blah. So it's either that, or this is a typical situation that leads to divorce or separation. But like you rightfully said, maybe we should have even made that very clear in the beginning that it is this is not a hate talk show, hate podcast. We love everyone, but at the end of the day, we are guided by biblical principles.
Yeah.
And we are more concerned or having a conversation about what marriage is with them and what marriage should be, should really be. So going back to that, what was your take? What is the take on divorce?
PY, before you go ahead and answer that question, I also want to say that even though on this current situation, this is a guy who actually is seeing other guys, and also it could be reversed. It could be a guy or a husband seeing other females. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be the other. It could be him seeing other guys or him seeing other sons. Still, yeah. So we're not just focusing on. I just want to clarify that.
And even as you just said too, it could also be reversed in the sense that the girl is the one seeing another guy or another girl. I let me say this before we even say anything else. Last week on Philia Weekly, I talked about oneness in marriage, and I talked about oneness in marriage in that two individuals coming together in synchronization and unity to become a force together, but it doesn't change the fact that they're still individuals. For example, we're in the United States of America, we have Texas, we have New York. These are two worlds apart. But whenever there's anything going on, we stand together as the United States of America. And I was using that as an analogy in that conversation. To further my point, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it on our YouTube channel. To further my point, let me say this. This is the reason why a godly man should do the best he can to empower his wife. If you have a husband who doesn't believe in what I just said, you do the best you can to empower yourself. And when I'm talking about empowerment, I'm talking about economic empowerment, financial empowerment. Because in a good scenario, it's not good, but something happens. Let's say, for example, something happens to not necessarily in a good scenario, because it's not a good thing to happen, but let's say, for example, a husband passes away. The wife should still be economically empowered enough to continue her life, to keep going and things like that, right? And give for example, when we lost my father-in-law, the only thing we really missed was him. It's not that we missed him from a financial standpoint. It's not that now the whole world is gonna shatter because what are we gonna eat? What are his children gonna do? What is his wife gonna do? No, they were good financially. He had done enough to empower his wife to the point that him going was just that he was missed. Not that the financial responsibility he had would suffer for it. I'm saying that because, PK, going back to the question that you raised regarding divorce, the Bible teaches us that the man is the one who is to give divorce notice to his wife. If he wants to leave, if he wants to tell her to go, you can, blah blah. Bible didn't really say much about the wife doing that on the flip side of things. And And to be clear, on this platform, we are not advocates for divorce, right? But I will say two things. Number one, in my opinion, there are grounds for divorce in some seriously extreme cases.
Oh yeah.
That's number one. Number two, the Bible teaches us that what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. A lot of joint efforts were not put together by God. And those things that are not put together by God can't be separated. Asunder, separation can come to that because God is the one. God was never the one who brought them together in the first place. Okay, so if the woman had been economically empowered, I believe this decision would be easier for her to make.
Yeah.
Because remember, we were talking earlier, we smell a bit of economic enslavement. Whereas, like, where does she begin now? She's loving the comfort life. She probably doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? The way he was saying it, I put you in a mansion. I put you in a Louis bag. I put you in the clothes you're wearing. I do this for you. I do that for you. It's like she has grown to depend on homeboy for almost everything. That at this point, where is she gonna start over from? But if she had her own, you know, he had his own, and together they bring that together and form a force. Wonderful, that's unity. But if something was to ever happen and there's a need for separation, at least she still got her own, he still has his own, right? Because I may not say that they should go ahead and divorce. 10 years in the game, that's a long time to have built something together with somebody. The first thing you would want to do is pray, because first of all, go and find God. Know God, right? Give your life to Christ if you haven't, because none of this thing works except you do that first and foremost. Then pray, because clearly something is going on in that home and it's out of their control. So they need prayer. They need to pray hard and seriously. And then number two, you may not necessarily go all the way to divorce, but I would suggest separation. Go your way, like separate for a second. Like if separate for a second, separate for some months, separate for a year if you have to. Just give each other that space. You don't necessarily have to divorce each other, but separate. That would be my suggestion.
So yeah, it's a tough one, like you rightfully said. It's a tough one. Going back to so let me start from what you just said, separation. So my own thing is we preach or we talk about separation. What should they be doing in the period of separation? In the sense that, let me pick the most important topic. When if they need to have sex, what happens? So if they go months or years of separation, where the question that arises is, so where are we going? What are we doing? I know separation usually comes with a goal or mindset of we're trying to figure what we want between each other and all that. But then it goes back to now, can you, if you're going in the route of separation, then you're also going in the route of abstinence from sex, technically, which we all know that's a really big tough one, you know. Now, when I asked the question of divorce, like you rightfully said, the Bible did own it's a very sensitive topic, because we all know that we do not preach divorce. We do not believe in divorce, and we also know, based on the Bible, that the grounds for marriage is a man and a woman, not a man and a man, not a woman and a woman. It's the way the Bible stated it. It's a man and a woman. So and then when situations like this happen, it goes back to what I was saying earlier on. I'm glad you mentioned the part that if it's not built on God, or if God doesn't have a part in it from the get-go, then maybe an option for divorce is allowed. Because going back to what I was saying earlier on, I believe, I might be wrong, and every time I keep talking, my mind keep my visual uh a connection to the video I see tells me that it wasn't something that just happened in the relationship. I believe that this was who the guy is, and even if it wasn't full blown, even if his reactions or his relationship with men wasn't full blown before marriage or in the early stage of marriage, there has been signs. I know we had a podcast, a conversation weeks ago where we talked about it, that there has been signs that she would have seen before she got into this. Now, why she chose to still go through with it, there are different reasons to it, but there was something that got her interested, and even though she saw the signs, she ignored it. So there's been the foundation of this relationship has been wrong from the beginning, in my opinion. So now, is it a right? And unfortunately they've gone 10 years already. Is the relationship even on the basis of the principles of the Bible? I doubt it. So Bible only told us that the only ground that the Bible gives to us is sexual immorality, but we've also come to understand, based on the understanding of the Bible, if you have a man or a woman that is beating up his spouse in a relationship, you're not going to stay in that marriage until they kill you before you get out. So outside that, are we saying that whoever is in the problem, whoever, say in this situation, the lady, are we saying she's doomed for life? She has to deal with it, she can't get out of the relationship? Is that what we're saying? That she just have to, yes, there might be separation. And then when we talk about separation, are we saying that because separation doesn't necessarily, if we are not preaching divorce, separation doesn't necessarily mean that it would lead to divorce, or it should lead to divorce. So what are we saying to the
man?
people?
They need counseling. They need to go see a counselor, someone that can talk some sense into them.
Earlier you go ahead.
And if that doesn't work, they need to figure out what's the next move for them to do, because obviously she's not happy. He's the only one that's happy doing whatever he's doing. And like you guys have rightly said, they've opened their home for shenanigans. But they need to see counseling to see how can we move from here. Is there even a room for repair? Is there a room for repair? And I think that should be a question that both of them need to, that's pretty much the question there, and see how can we go. If there's a room for repair, where should we start from?
Earlier you mentioned that what do people do in the time of separation? Because like you rightfully said, the whole reason for the separation is so that you can go and work on your relationship. I think another thing about separation too is that it gives you an opportunity to go and work on yourself too, as well. And then both of you deciding the way forward for your relationship. And one thing about relationships, marriages, or whatever, is it's a partnership. Meaning we are coming together to make this thing work for each other. The moment it's working for one more than it's working for the other, it's not a partnership anymore. It's not a partnership anymore. So if she feels that, look, this thing is not working, it's only working for you, it's not working for me,
Mhm.
then they need to sit down and have a conversation. If there's no way forward, again, like I said, this is one relationship or one marriage that we can see clearly that God didn't put this one together.
Absolutely.
And so if it's
Absolutely.
leading to divorce, so be it.
Absolutely.
She's
No,
not doomed.
that's where I'm going to. I'm throwing that question out so that people can reason in that direction,
Yeah.
and for us to talk about it. This is a perfect example for divorce. It's
Yeah.
an okay reason for divorce because this is sexual immorality.
Unless
Uh,
you pray, and in your prayer, God revealed to you that you are to stay in it.
Mm.
Maybe for whatever reason or the other, maybe because of your children, maybe because of your husband, maybe I don't know. God, God in his wisdom knows things, and it's a tough one. I understand. It is. Oh my goodness,
bro. PY, don't give leeway for people to say, well, it's God that told me.
No. Yeah, because we can't rule that out too. We also cannot rule that out
because hey, man, people have subconscious mind and they will call it God at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, so again,
people with low self-esteem.
but if you're asking, is sexual or gender modification grounds for divorce? The answer that I would say is yes, it is, because you married a man. 5 years later, he says he wants to be a woman. What are you gonna do?
It's under immorality, my brother.
That's what we call irreversible, irreconcilable differences. Irreconcilable. I mean, what are you gonna do? You married a man. 5 years later, he turns out to be a woman. What are you gonna do? You gotta go.
You gotta walk that walk.
You gotta go. Yeah, I mean, so, man, listen.
How about this? Can prayer and fasting fix this?
At the stage, hold on. This guy is such an absolutist. He's like, no. Oh my goodness. At the stage where their relationship is, at this particular stage, I think yes. Prayer and fasting can still fix this.
Okay. The question is, who's doing the prayer and fasting?
Not I, not me.
No.
Sure, not the guy.
They said, sure, not the guy. You don't want this to change, bro. He loves it the way it is. Oh no!
If he does pray and fast, it's gonna be the opposite prayer.
Guys, listen, man. Let us know what you think in the comment below. Is this grounds for divorce, in your opinion, in your Christian context? And sometimes we have some really super extreme Christians that are, very, very legalistic in their approach to Christianity. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what you folks like that, what you have to say on this matter. Is this, in your opinion, grounds for divorce? But we gotta go, man. We gotta.
PY, before you fall on, I just want to put input something real quick.
Yeah.
It has come to a time where in your marriage, you're not only scared of your spouse.
Yeah.
Going out there to cheat on you with another kind of you. Now you're more concerned about if your partner is cheating on a male or a female.
Yeah. So you can't even look at a same-sex friendship with an innocent eye anymore.
Nope.
Imagine that. That's the world we live in now.
That's the world we're living now.
Yeah. That's the world we're living now. by Jack Nolan of aconsciousrethink.com. Here are 7 ways to be happy in an unhappy marriage that you don't want to leave. 7 ways to be happy in an unhappy marriage that you don't want to leave. That's the key word there. For whatever reason, maybe your children, maybe it's the comfortable life, whatever the case may be, it's an unhappy marriage. You know it's not happy. It's not a good marriage, but you don't want to leave. But still, you got to maintain your sanity. Here are 7 ways you can be happy. Number 1, this article says you should engage in solo activities that you enjoy. Number 2 says engage in self-improvement and exercises. Number 3, practice gratitude for what you do have in your life that is working. Number 4, it says stop fighting about the same thing over and over again. Number 5, it says get out of the house as often as you can. Number 6, it says develop a social life outside of your current life. And then number 7, maintain a reasonable expectation for your happiness. Maintain a reasonable expectation for your happiness. Now, I don't know if you agree with this article or not, but it is a good starting point. If you're in an unhappy situation, whether it's a marriage, a relationship, you're in a home, and you just find yourself in a sticky situation. You know you should leave, but you can't leave, but you still got to maintain your happiness somehow. For more information, go to www.aconsciousrethink.com. www.aconsciousrethink.com. Very quickly, like we've been talking about on this platform, if you or anyone you know are in need of coaching and counseling, and you are in the process of making a big life or relationship decision, and you're looking for someone to help you navigate and transition from your now to your next, we would love to sit with you and have a free one-on-one conversation with you. Go to our website at www.therfnetwork, that is THERFnetwork.org, or send us an email at info@therfnetwork.org to book a free 30 minutes to an hour session to talk to somebody if you need to talk to somebody. That is all we have on the to talk to somebody. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, PY. Thank you. Thank you for giving us the MDB news of the week. But in case you did not know, President Biden has announced his plan to give DACA beneficiaries a pathway to legal status. Plan to give DACA beneficiaries a pathway to legal status. So 12 years after President Obama created the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival, DACA. It's a program that was, originated during Obama's regime. So President Biden announced his plan to create pathways that allow DACA beneficiaries to gain legal status. While details of the plan have yet to be revealed, the plan reportedly will require State Department consular officers to recommend the waiver of laws that would normally bar illegal aliens from being admitted. So 12 years ago, when it was first introduced, DACA gave undocumented immigrants the ability to work and travel legally in and out of the country. Now, with Biden's plan, there might be a way to qualify for citizenship. For more info, go to www.uscis.gov/DACA to find out if this applies to you, depending on your immigration status.
Wow,
that's powerful, man. DACA,
that's
I mean,
nice.
this is really good. If they really go through this,
helped a lot of people.
a lot of
Absolutely.
people were able to
That's
start
a
working
lovely
when
information
Obama
right
first
there.
came out with this. So depending on your immigration status, I would definitely look into this. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Thank you, BK, for that lovely information. As you all get ready to enjoy your lovely weekend, here is our My Darling Bride quote of the week. To love unconditionally requires no contracts, bargains, or agreements. So to love unconditionally requires no contract, bargain, or agreement.
Wow.
Okay.
So it comes natural.
Who said that?
And this was said by Myron Woodman.
Myron Woodman.
Yes, sir.
Wow. To love unconditionally comes with no
Contract
or bargain.
Oh,
Nice.
bird.
or agreement.
Or agreement. It's an unconditional love. That is true. That is
No,
true.
it is
Listen, let us know what you think in the comment below about this topic. It's a serious one. It's a very heavy one. And again, I want to close on this. We love everybody with the love of God. We don't hate anyone. This was not meant to be a hate episode, but it is something that is going on in homes and relationship, and it's catching a lot of people by surprise. It's catching people in the marriage by surprise, and I feel like we need to do more to protect ourselves. All right, I hope we shared a tip or two to help solidify your union today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Until next time, be the light, be the salt, and remember, all things are possible if you believe.